Right, morning. So welcome back again. So we'll get ourselves organised here because we've, I wouldn't say we've had a bit of a rearrangement. Somebody's rearranged some stuff for us and taken some stuff away. So the scaffolding we had here, somebody's borrowed that. So all the shit sitting on the floor. So I reorganised myself here, dragged the fucking welder over here. So we get this corner welded up, at least cleaned up for the most part. And then after that, depending on what happens, I need to do some stuff on this thing. Alrighty, I'm getting through it a little bit. Obviously got a lot of welding to go, but I'm just, just been slowly working around, filling up some areas. But this is the frustrating bit about working on old shit. And not being able to it's sort of more like the other car where you can blast it and you can find all the problems. This is the thing, you sort of build a repair area, and like I went welded across here, welded out, was, spotting around and filling everything up. I come into this corner and I thought, I'll start, a bit of a hole here, I'll just weld that up. And then it's like, just blow all the fucking shit away. And then I was like, we'll get into this corner and I'll clean, I might clean up along here, I might just need to fill up a couple of holes. Well, we end up with some quite big holes that you can't really weld up. I could, but not very easily. So now I've got to try and get in here and clean this up and try and put, I don't know, whether I cut up here and cut across here, or what do I do to put a patch in, because this has been all brazed at some point. So now I've got, there's another little fucking corner of shit that I've got to repair. And that's where the beauty of like blasting a whole shell of something in this age comes into fruition. Righty, so come down here today. I'm going to have a bit of a rearrange. I'll try to anyway. The plan is to move the van forward in the meantime. Try and get that Maury body over and behind the van so we can get the Studebaker back to near the door, so when it goes, hopefully in a week or so, once I've gone through and sorted these window frame things out on it, I need to put the vacuum wiper mechanism thing that's over there, get that fitted, get it running again, get that tyre blowing up, and then I think it should be good to go within reason. Everything else can kind of wait. I probably need to put sort this headlight out. I forgot what's going on there. Can't remember. I know I was screwing around with this stuff. And just give it a clean. It really needs finish polishing and stuff. I sort of got part way through that, but I don't know. I don't know. I fucking, something needs to change in my life, and I just don't know what it is. I really don't. And I think with my father being sick, it's getting to me, just financially things just aren't working great, if you know what I mean. Like, it's all good having this other job, but I could make way more money here, but I just couldn't get a consistent amount of work in here. At least I know there I can make, you know, close to $1,100 a week in my hand, which is not enough to survive on. It is and it isn't, if you know what I mean. So yeah, just the whole fucking thing is getting to me. You know, I need to have a clean up in here too. It's just, that's getting to me as well. So yeah, well, I think I'll just shuffle some shit out of the road. We'll get this wheel on, get the van back down on its wheels, and we'll sort this shit out. I might have to, don't know if I might just move that motor a little bit, maybe further towards that wall, and just put it kind of out of the road so we can get this van as far forward as possible and just rearrange everything. Once the studio's going out of there, we'll have some more room again, and then, you know, maybe eventually sort this area back out a bit more. Because, like, they pinched the scaffolding from here, which is I was going to use to paint this fucking thing, but that's alright. It is what it is. I thought I'd have it done by now, but, you know, it's just fucking life. I don't know. Just pain the butt. Anyway. Alright. Sorry for the fucking... The camera's quite fuzzy. I really need to get something else to film on. The phone's getting too scratched.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy, and silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough, nothing's really clear. Sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me. But let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me. But let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff.
It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck. Everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep. Don't give a fuck, can't stop. Unplug, feeling overwhelmed. I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy. Gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it. I'm still searching and I'm still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories, not a life with regret in front of me. I need focus to keep me from hopeless psychosis if I keep moping.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me. But let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me. But let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff.
Right, I'd say we're 2/3 of the way there. Kinda. So we've got the studio here, Maury there, the van there. I'll move it a little bit, probably back, just so we get some room to work. But obviously we've got to get that tyre fixed. So I'll throw that in the back of the car, the wagon, and I'll take that to work tomorrow and get the tyre off and whatever, and get the tube out of it, and then and see what we're going to do to get fix the tube. We'll see where it's leaking, fix that, put it back together, put it back on here, and proceed to, like I said, we've got that one bottom of the door frame in there, the other ones are floating around here somewhere. So put them in the doors, work out those the square bits for the side curtains, bolt them together, and find the nuts and bolts that we bought for them. We've got stainless steel bolts and cap screws, I think, or whatever it is, doesn't really matter. So put them together and then find the wiper, the vacuum wiper thing, put that on so the guy knows where that sits. Personally, I don't think he needs it because that's the that piece of there is covered in vinyl anyway, or whatever, that little frame thing there. And then yeah, and just got to get the ignition sorted out so it will turn back on properly and we know that it's on. Probably need to boost the battery again. I should actually sort out, I think, the other battery, put that on charge. I might sort that out shortly, throw that on charge so at least I can jump start that. Or actually there's the other battery pack over there, we might throw that on charge too, the old jump starter thingy that's sitting on the back of the motorbike behind me. So at least we can get that sorted. Probably need to dump the fuel out of it. There's some fuel here, I'm not sure where it's come from. He might have bought it to put in the bike. I think this is fresh gas, gasoline, petrol, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So yeah, there's that jump pack battery thing there out of that old jump pack. Yeah, it's definitely fresh fuel. So I might better throw, yeah, I might drain what's in this tank out at some point, because it has been in there a couple of years at least. Pretty sure there's a drain on that tank. Here there is. So we can drain that, get the old fuel out of there, put some fresh gas in it, especially when we get the ignition sorted. The battery's probably flat again, so you want to get that light going and hooked up, so when we turn this on, when the ignition is on, that lights up, so we know it's good to start, because that also tells you that this distributor's got power and all that sort of shit, because that's seems to be the biggest concern when you fuck with this. Yeah, there's still juice in there. There is still juice in there. You can see the amp meter flicking. So it is actually working. So we just need to get that hooked up. Yeah, sometimes the switch plays up, but yeah, it'd be nice to get that hooked up so that glows. So when you go to start it, it's, you know that it's on. You know, it's a telltale that it's on more than the amp meter moving, if you know what I mean. So in theory it should be good to start, as long as we've got fresh fuel in it. And at some point, yeah, I also need to whip off that and loosen the pulley off to put a new belt on it. And yeah, and then like I said, we've got the vacuum wiper mechanisms and shit over here somewhere. I'll probably need to throw that horn back on. You've got vacuum wiper stuff here. Yeah, these are the other. God, I've just got shit sitting everywhere. It's just so out of freaking. So I got these here at my age. 1, 2, 3. Yep, and the fourth one's on the car. So you put them on. Put the, I think the squares are sitting over there on the end of the bench. Need to put them on. Work out which doors they go to. Yeah, probably should hook this up, which is the handbrake. Yeah, and then get one of these wipering mechanisms to work. Well, not so much work, but hooked up. Yeah, probably throw that back on. Give that a clean up and dust off and throw that back on. Just lots of little things like that. It doesn't really need a lot. Like this could probably go on. Let's to hold an oil can. These I can probably sort out and put on later. They're not critical to upholstery going on. They're like little solid lights, whatever, you know what I mean. If I can get a chance to get them on before it goes away, I will. Maybe try and see if we can get a bit further on with the headlights and the wiring. So this is all shit that I just haven't, I've avoided because of just, you know what I mean. Oh, he said it earlier on that he was going to try and even clear out his shed over there and get it over there out of the road, so it wasn't, and then just I could bring it over here when I had time to work on it or room to work on it. But I just got frustrated with it because it just sat here and I couldn't move it, and it kept getting dusty and dirty and shitty, and then that made it very awkward to work on anything, because if I was going to spray, I had to cover that up, because it just kept covering and built up with overspray even though I was covering it up. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, get out of here. I'll close up. Throw that in the back. I'll throw that charger on, battery on charge. Yeah, throw that battery on charge because it's the old one out of there, so that should charge up good. Or should charge up enough to hold a decent charge for the most part. Shouldn't have it sitting on the concrete floor, but bad luck. Yeah. And then we can, just get a wee bit further this fucking old thing. So at least it can get out of my hair in the meantime. Alrighty, so I figured out how this system works, because it's positive earth and all that sort of shit, and I just had to obviously go back through the wiring and just work out how it was run. There's no real earth in the wiring, you know what I mean? There is, but there's not. It's not like it, like a lot of modern cars, like most things are at least got their own earth and earth back through the body somewhere. This body's very insulated from the chassis itself, or the engine. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get a wire run back through that, the sheathing that runs through the back down, the wiring back down through from the inside to here. I'll turn the camera on. So the wiring runs through here. There's only a few wires, but it runs back through there. I'm just trying to work out how I'm going to get this I think it's going to be the white wire to run back down through there, because I can't earth this anywhere up underneath the dash. There's nothing to earth it to. Everything's nothing. I don't think there's any earthing in the body itself, or even in the cow area. I don't think so, you know what I mean, because it's all sitting on wood, and probably for the most part it's pretty well insulated. So somehow I'm going to get a wire through here, and then I can bring it back down to a part of the, I can earth it back out through something on the chassis or whatever. Just trying to work out if there's actually what wires are actually earthed. I don't know if any of them. Well, this is earthed, so I could probably bring the wire back up here and just say, oh, is that earthed? What's that wire there? Just trying to see what the number is on it. Hold on. Can we see that? Trying to read what the number is on that fucking thing. Somehow I've got to get a wire back down so I can earth it somewhere on the chassis, or get it earthed so when we turn the ignition switch on, so we'll hook the blue wire into, I was going to do the white, but we'll do the blue wire into here, mainly because just the way that I've got the wires plugged into the thing. I could pull the wires off and change them around, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to put the blue wire onto the coil side, so this is the power to the coil through here, yeah, want to put this to an earth basically back through to the battery, or through to the gearbox, or whatever, where the positive earth is. So yeah, all I got to do is just get a place where I can fucking earth it out. It's just not that fucking easy. It's not like a modern vehicle that's all steel, you know what I mean? It's all connected, like, especially like a unibody. You can just screw into the body somewhere and it, you get an earth, but this doesn't fucking work like that. Yeah, I'm just reading back through the wiring diagram in the book, plus obviously the instructions when we got the new wiring loom. It tells you what all the wires are, what all the numbers are corresponding to the little labels on the wires. There's no grounds on anything. It's everything runs through. It's the way they did things back then was I wouldn't say it's weird, but it's hard to get your head around that. Nothing's actually got a direct ground or a ground wire. It's just it's either grounded or it's just running a positive loop, or well, I wouldn't say a positive loop, but yeah, because it's positive earth. It's a fucking pain in the ass too. So that you got to keep thinking the other way. It's still the same principle, but it's just, yeah, everything is running a negative loop, power loop, if you know what I mean. So it's just power in, power out, back through the ignition system, and then back through to wherever the system's grounded, if you know what I mean. So there's no actual ground for, even the coil's not, hasn't got a positive and negative side. It's just, you know what I mean, it just goes back through the system. It doesn't actually go back to ground anywhere until it's through the whole system. It's weird. It's, you know what I mean, like most modern vehicles have got, you know, there's a ground in that loop somewhere for, you know, whether it's headlights or turn signal or turning the heater on or turning the radio on. There's a ground in there, whereas nothing in this is grounded until it gets right through the system. You know, it's all linked back through the same power loop. So obviously, yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's all taking its power from the one source and it's all grounded back through that one source. There's no, yeah, it's awkward. It just makes it trickier to find a ground. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try on, what I might do is get in with the, I wonder if I've got my other, I think I've got my other test light here. What I might do is hook that to the coil side of the ignition switch, turn that on, and then see if I can find a ground without going back to the engine or the chassis, you know what I mean, to find somewhere, because I'm going to need one eventually for the only thing that's got a ground on this thing, a separate ground, or a ground in the system, is the little side lights that go on here. That's the only thing that it shows on here that is actually direct to ground for those lights. It's just a power in and then a direct to ground. So I need to work out where they were grounded, why they were grounded that way, if you know what I mean. Whereas everything else is grounded back through the, I'll open the bonnet again. I had the other side open to work out a couple of things, if you know what I mean. Yeah, right, so I think everything is grounded through that electrical switch. I'll have to double check that, but I think that's the only ground, direct ground system in the system, is through that ignition switch thingy. Like that's all the electrical turn-ons, lights, whatever. You know what I mean? Not that there's a lot on it anyway, but you know, that's the only thing that's actually got a grounding system back through to the engine, back through to the battery. It's kind of, it's a bit more, I don't know, it's just the way that they did things back then, whereas everybody now, a lot of things now are, everything's got a ground, if you know what I mean, and it grounds back through to the body. So if that thing shorts out, it doesn't short everything out, if you know what I mean. Well, that's what a lot of these things did, you know, they'll chafe a wire through and then everything would bite. Which made them, wouldn't say, they were easy to fix because there was many wires, you know what I mean. You could just hot wire something through, but it's just when you're trying to run it nicely, you got to try and find a decent ground in the system somewhere. And I just need to work out how I can get a decent earth back through this body, because it's metal skin over wood frame, and it's the body doesn't actually direct bolt. It bolts to the chassis, but it's not earthed per se. I'll have to have a workout and just where that's, because like all that structure's wood. So where the bolts go through and there is some metal there, stays, like it's not, you know, nothing is back through to metal to actually attach to the body. It's all screwed back into wood, so it makes it awkward. Anyway, I'll work that out. Alrighty, I had worked out that I can actually fucking earth back to this bolt up here. Oh, what the fuck was it? Come on, look at that. I'd earth there for. Yeah, so I got an earth there, so I can. The body is obviously earthed in parts. All those pieces, fortunately. So that's the bolt there, I think, here. So if I just put it under the nut off the back of that, and I can earth back to that, which will actually give me earth through these lights too, and I'll just run everything back through to that for an earth. And that'll work good. And then I can actually, I don't think I've tightened that up either, so properly. So I want to go get some terminals I can put on these. I actually fucking got some, and they're in my fucking toolbox at work. That's one thing I'm really lacking here, is just electrical wiring terminal type shit. Just unfortunately I just don't have fucking funds at the moment to sort that out properly. So I'll shoot around to Dad's because I want to get the 6 volt battery charger, so I can throw on that anyway, give that a decent boost from the other workshop. But yeah, I really need to get myself a decent electrical, just terminals and bits and pieces. Like I got solder and shit and crap like that here, but I've got no terminals, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'll go have a look, see what I got, see what Dad's got, because he's got plenty of stuff and he's not fucking using it. And like there'd be something that I can use to put a couple of terminals on some wire there and get that one on the ignition switch and one up to that bolt, and we'll test that, make sure that's working. Yeah, I'll grab the battery charger because I'm pretty sure, I know there was a few terminals and shit here, but I know that most of them have been used for the biggest problem is, like, I'm not the only one that's in here, so like I know there was a few floating around here in a box, but I'm pretty sure they've since disappeared because I'm not the only one that works in here, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that shit's disappeared. That's one of my peak frustrations. It would be nice to have my own workshop, my own dedicated workshop, so I can just get organised better and not have to deal with other stuff. And if I want to fucking clean up or whatever, I can just do it, whatever, you know what I mean. And I'd be maintaining this sort of grassy problems and shit. But anyway, shoot, grab a couple of terminals. Look, I've got crimpers and all that sort of bullshit here, and strippers and shit, so yeah, we'll grab that and the battery charger. Righty, got all that we need. So I got a little bit of heat shrink and half a dozen little frickin' different, I just threw them in this little container, little terminals and bits and pieces. Give me a bit of a selection to play with to see what works best. And got the battery charger, and had a cup of coffee and talked for a while. And one of Mum and Dad's friends is there, so that I hadn't seen for a while, so I had a yarn to them for a bit. So they haven't quite got back to the workshop yet, so I'm just going to shoot home, have a quick bite to eat, and we'll see you back down there again. Righty, as you may have seen before, our ignition light works, which is absolutely friggin' awesome, but the battery's too low. And what we might do is just sort out some fresh fuel. I think there's not a lot in here, but there's a bit. We might just throw that in the tank, just top up the old shit, to be honest. There's not enough in there to... I don't know what's in the tank. I might just dip it to see, but the fuel gauge isn't not working, unfortunately, which was a complete pain in the ass because it was a real prickly thing to get. But anyway, and it was expensive, but it is what it is. Yeah, we'll throw that in. Might just keep a little bit out and throw it in here. I just want to make sure that tap's really stiff to turn. I'll make sure that we've still got fuel flow and we haven't gummed everything out, because it never used to be that tight to turn. I'll just make sure we've got fuel down there and work that a few times. Make sure we've got fuel to there. Make sure we are getting fuel into the carb. Yeah, and just might just take this off and just splash a wee bit of fresh juice in here, so at least the mix is a little fresher. Plug the old jump pack on. Here, I'll grab this. Throw that in there. So that's out of an old jump pack that the circuitry failed on. So I just pulled it out, wired it up, so it just works. You just charge it up when you need it. Like I've got another battery here as well, if need be. But the jumper leads that we've got here are they're fucking so light. They're freaking garbage. I haven't even looked at what's cable size in these. It's just the pair that were floating around. Just, I don't know. Need to find out what they are. Just fucking throw them away. Probably keep the handles or something and get some decent jumper leads at some point. But they're there if we need them. For wall it matters. For probably 6 volt it won't matter. But you've got that jump pack. We'll throw that on. So it'll start on 12 volts. Yeah, we'll try to give it the best chance we can with a bit of fresh juice and see if we can get it fire up. But I'll pop that fitting off, see if that's fuel, see if that's still flowing juice, and we'll throw a bit of that in the tank, plus see if we can put a bit in the vacuum tank. This has got no fuel pump at all. It's all vacuum operated. These old things had miles of vacuum, so they used vacuum tanks. And just when they're flat out wide open, they're trying to pull up a hill. They don't work terribly good. So at some point, it'll get an electric fuel pump just to assist. That you can flip on if you're going up a hill. pumped a bit of fresh gas into here. We'll put it probably about I don't know, maybe an extra 25% of from what's in the what was in the tank. What's in the tank now? We might have put an extra 20%, 25% of fresh fuel on top of the shit stuff, so at least it's a bit healthier. This fuel's probably, I don't know, would I say probably about a year, 18 months old, I guess. Hard to say. I know I've filled it up at least once that I know of, or put an extra amount of fuel in it at least once, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So we'll see if it'll fire up now. I don't know, you know what I mean? See if it'll mark off. Gear, losing choke, ignition. Aha, good old girl. Good old girl. Turn the cable on, easily bucker. Fuel will help. Fuel will help. Fuel will help. Right. works perfectly. Brilliant. Oh, cool. Partly here. Awesome. So we've got our ignition system hooked back up. We know fuel system is working. Really need to get that fan sorted. Perfect. Alrighty. We will check the time and we might call it for the day. In the meantime, anyway. Let's see. Right, morning everybody. So, back down here again. So we got this running yesterday, we got the fan back on, we got the telltale light for the ignition sorted. So I think what I'll do now is, I might go hunt out, sorry, hopefully that light's not changing too much. I might go hunt out the wiper bit, and see if I can hunt out some of the other pieces to bolt onto the windscreen frame. And then I think we'll tackle these door frame pieces. Have a bit of a clean up in here. And I think the last thing I'll do is see if I can get this, well, the last thing I'll do is put this wheel back together. I'd rather get everything else sorted and then try and get this wheel back together, because I know it's going to be a bit of a pig, but I still need to get it back together. But yeah, one thing I really need to buy myself, fucking around with this old shit, is what they call a fishing tool, which is basically a valve cap with a big long cable on it and a little T-handle. So when you're fishing the valve through some of these old weird rims where things are just fucking awkward, you can pull it through. I don't have anything like that. I think I've halfway made up a bit of a weird one a long time ago, but whether it's I've got it here or whether it's at the other workshop and amongst my toolbox, I don't know. So yeah, that's why I'm going to leave it till the last. So worst comes to worst, I might have to put it together Monday and borrow a couple tools to put it together properly. But anyway, yeah, see if we can get all this windscreen stuff on first. I'll go flick the lights on, hunt out the bits, see what's going to work, what's not going to work, and try and get as much of this crap back on this car as possible. Alrighty, that's a little small nut on the end of that. Not sure if we can get it off or not, but I do have a couple of small sockets that kind of fit. See if I can tap this one onto it. I think it might be too big, too small. Probably could really force that on there, but I think this is probably too big. Yeah. That's just slipping. It's definitely a little nut, but I don't know if it really matters, but it would have been nice if I could have got it off. Just go grab the Imperial version again. It's a little tiny enough of it that you probably might ever see. Where the fuck are we? does have a nut on there. There's actually a nut on the end of that, but I don't know if I'll even get it off. I wish I could. I'm not really sure what I'm actually trying to do here, to be honest. Except for put this wiper on. It actually sounds like the vacuum actually works. I'm just not sure. It's a bit of a fucking mystery, this thing. Yeah, so it's not even the right distance for to bolt onto the windscreen without drilling extra holes, which I don't really want to do. It doesn't need to be. It would be actually be nice to be able to work out something that was more an electric wiper motor that looked kind of correct, if you know what I mean. It was where it more appropriate, and that you could have a half by decent little shaft poke through there, and actually put a half decent wiper blade of some description, you know what I mean. I might have a wee Google and just see what's available. I don't think that any of this shit's going to get in the road. I don't know, I might Google, like, say, Model A type sort of thing. There's bound to be like some sort of appropriate Model A type wiper mechanism. You know, there'll be something that I can make up a bracket. This is kind of close. Like, it's just that this gap is too small, I think it was. Yeah, too small. Yeah, pretty sure this is too small. It's really lucky. Yeah, like miles too small. So it wouldn't be hard to make something up to mount a like, I know, like, there's that half moony type ones, which is what Dad's got on his rugby. So I think, you know, if we can find something, yeah, that will fit and work, because this piece comes out here, like this bit. Yeah, this bit sticks out quite a bit in front of the convertible top, so there's like a reasonable amount of space up there within reason. I know why they wanted it there, but this is just not going to work. Righty, I'm going to give up on the wiper thing at the moment. I'll put these window frames together. That shouldn't be too big a job. And yeah, and then we'll have another look at whatever else we got to try and work out, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's just that it's broken on the inside. It's like it's not going to hold together. It's probably not going to work properly anyway, and I've got no way of fixing it. It's what it is what it is. and I don't think the other one would work. I'll go grab the other one where we look. Like a Model A wiper kit for 6 volt from the US. It's probably something here in New Zealand anyway. It's not a horrendous price anyway. Like I haven't got everything to make this work either. You know what I mean? Like, it can be manually done. You know what I mean? But again, it's not right. Like I could make it work, but I'm trying to get away from modifying holes. I probably would have to, gonna have to anyway, but yeah, both these things just aren't there. You know what I mean? Like, you got half of a thing that's not working, and like, this doesn't sound like it's got any vacuum at all in amongst it. You know what I mean? Old vacuum wipers, like, and electric ones would be far more practical. Anyway, let's see if we can get these little frames together. Yeah, I'm wishing I'd tackled some of this shit fucking ages ago now. Let's see if we can get this fucking wheel back together. Hopefully. Got the phone in, so it's charging, hopefully. I think it's charging. Oh. Hold for fucking water. One wee hole in each corner. Not big enough hole to really get too much dust in there, but enough to let the fucking water in. Right, oh. We're back on our feet. It's had a bath, quick bath. It really needs. Obviously, I never finished fucking polishing. Bugger it. So, if I get a chance, maybe tomorrow night or the next night, I'll come down here and maybe do more of a polish just to clean it up so it's not so fucking bad. And you might trim these and glue them. Turn this fuel off. I'm sitting here thinking about it. Turn the fuel off. That's cool. So I left it running while it was getting a quick wash. I only just gave it a quick squirt through here just to make sure it didn't get the distributor full of water. The cap doesn't sit really tight or anything. What I might do is maybe see if I can get an O-ring or something that'll fit underneath the edge of that cap, just so it's a little more watertight, you know, for whatever reason, if you know what I mean. But yeah, and we might try and come down here. I don't know, we'll see how we get on, but over the next couple of nights, depending on what happens, and just give it the areas that we haven't finished polishing earlier on a wee bit more of a go over. Maybe just give the rest of it just a bit of a wipe over as well. Don't go crazy. Yeah, those bits are ready to go. Yeah, might have to see if I can do something with that headlight base. Well, this one's kind of ready to go, except for you've got the glass in it, and I don't know if it's got the right bowl in it. I can't remember. Right, it's only just got a. Oh no, it's got double filament. It's got double filament bulb in it. I think it's only tail light bulb or something. I don't think it's actually a proper headlight bulb. It doesn't really matter. And just a point. So at least, yeah, just give it a quick clean up. Where we obviously hadn't finished polishing. See if we can work out where I got to with this headlight, because I think that's got to go back further. Obviously, to be held in place, it's got to go right back. I can't remember what was going on there. I know there's something to do with the adjustment screw that we were working on way back, fucking probably 12 months ago. Maybe, can't remember. Yeah, and just go from there. I might even take out a bit of, I think when we were drawing around once, I didn't have the clips on, just rub the paint, but we can touch that up. The brush, whatever. Yeah, so everything's one step closer to. I'm pretty sure he was trying to get upholstery in it, like either this week or next week, taking it there. So yeah, if we can get an extra couple of days in, it'll be good. Just looking for a rag there. God, that's dusty as shit, isn't it? God. But yeah, actually, I'm standing here thinking about it. Just a wee bit with the wee buff. That'll work. That'll clean it up. Make it tidier for when it's only gets upholstery in. Like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect, but just as long as it's decent. Cool. Kill. Yeah, so we'll. Sorry guys, this frickin' lens is busting this game phone. God, pain in the butt. Oh, anyway, I don't like being zoomed in that one step, but it's frickin'. So it'll come up pretty quick with a decent clean. We're obviously going to get, obviously didn't get down here to get overspray off last time from painting in here all the time and shit. And trying to cover it up, but still getting overspray on everything. Yeah, I really wanted this out of here when I was doing some of those other cars, but that's kind of why I haven't pushed too much with that, trying to get primer on it yet, because it would be nice to have this out of here, so I'm not trying to frickin' clean it up again and again and again. But yeah, we'll attack it probably, I don't know, Tuesday night, come down here and see if we can give it a final clean up. I'm not sure exactly when he's taking it down there. And what he's doing, but yeah, if I can just get a couple of these other things all buttoned up so at least they're not going to fall off, or maybe even take the headlights right off again, whatever, just so they're not hanging without any lenses jiggling about and whatever. I don't know if he's going to try and drive or what he's going to do. He could, but it wouldn't be ideal. It just doesn't look ready, if you know what I mean, to be on the road. Well, you could just throw a plate on it, but no, you could just bolt a plate on it, but it's not really, like, it's not ideal for it to be driving down the road. Anyway, we'll catch you later on, and we'll get a wee bit further with it. And yeah, hopefully next time we have a really good look at it. Yeah, it'll be getting upholstery in it. Right, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. I'll do a bit more of an update if I get a chance and it doesn't disappear in the next few days. I'll do a little more, and yeah, hopefully we'll get to the point where we're happy. Like, would have been nice to have that wiper on it, but I don't think that's going to work, and I don't think it's worth persevering with it being broken like that. It's just, yeah, it was a broken piece inside it when I started pulling it apart to figure out how to put that. There's a little clamp thing around it, how to make that attach. It was broken inside. Like, it probably would work if you could get it to repair, but you know, it's one of those things. So yeah, I think maybe if you get a Model A type electric 6 volt, it'd be damn sight better if you're out on the road anyway. You know, not that you want to be driving these things in the rain, but you're guaranteed to get caught in fucking rain in it. So at least if you get a half decent wipe, it's not so bad. We've got the rear view mirror bracket on. We've got those side window pieces together. The ignition switch thing works now, so we know that the coil's powered up and it should fire as long as it's got fuel. And nothing else is going on. We're just back at the handbrake sorted. I'll try and sort that over the next couple of days if I can get a chance. Yeah, I think we're close. We are close, actually. That's why I'm thinking about it. I'll just sit the phone down for a minute, let it cool off. It's getting hot. Give it a quickly charge, and I'll look at one thing before I bugger off. Righty. So I decided that I'd just stick a bolt in that handbrake cable bit there, and sort of got that reasonably hooked up, and it does work. How well it would stop you. It only comes out a couple of clicks, so like you can't pull it on real hard, but I guess it's better than nothing. So yeah, got that working, and I was just thinking, I made this ages ago for a crank handle because that's about all you can fit in between in the front and here. So you can maybe get a little bit further, but you got to get your hand in there, if you know what I mean. So I might take that to work and get that sandblasted and give it a bit more of a tidy up and a bit more of a clean up with the welds and shit. And I might get it powder coated, since I work at a place where I can get it powder coated, and at least that's nice and tidy to go underneath the seat if it's ever needed. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'll just open this side up. So yeah, if I just let that go, you can see that drops back. Yeah, it doesn't move, I need to move a lot, but it does. Okay. So yeah. So it's just got that clampy thing around it, and I just put a bit of tape down there to tape up the loose bit of wire. And yeah, like I guess for all it's ever being used, its routing is not particularly clever, but it works, I guess. But yeah, that is what it is, if you know what I mean. Anyway, we all might as well put those down on the side anyway, and yeah, go from there. I'll catch you next time.